All right, good to see everybody here. Today, we're going over something very special. Obviously, this session is going to be on blockchain, cryptocurrencies. However, we're going to focus more on a project that I have been working on the past 2.5, 3 years here in Costa Rica. About 2.5 years ago, myself and a business partner of mine created the organization Blockchain Costa Rica here in Costa Rica. And we saw the opportunity to bring cryptocurrencies here to Costa Rica and start educating the population here in Costa Rica and all of Central America on how to use cryptocurrencies, what is Bitcoin, how blockchain works, all of this. And we saw this as an opportunity because there is nobody here doing this. Nobody here in Costa Rica is really educating the people on crypto. Nobody has this type of education at the level that we're bringing it here in Costa Rica and to all of Central America. So that's really been the goal as far as bringing the technology and the education here, has been to really just educate the people the past 2.5 years, because without the education, you can't understand the technology. So what I'm going to do, I have a presentation here ready for you guys. And this presentation is on DecentralChain. DecentralChain is the world's first carbon neutral blockchain that we have personally been developing here in Costa Rica as Blockchain Costa Rica. This blockchain is obviously for the entire world. However, we're focusing on the development of this technology here in Central America. Now, a fun fact about Costa Rica is that Costa Rica has been using renewable energy, I believe 99.8% renewable energy for the last 8 or 9 years. So we couldn't come here to Costa Rica and bring a technology similar to Bitcoin that completely destroys the environment. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, this may be new to a lot of people, because I personally, when I got started in crypto and Bitcoin, I had no idea that the network consumes so much electricity. So just to give you an example, a single Bitcoin transaction consumes 1,779 kilowatt hours of electricity. That's the volume of energy that could power the typical American home for over 6 weeks. A single Bitcoin transaction. That's one transaction. It doesn't matter the amount. That could be 0.00001 Bitcoin or $100 million in Bitcoin. It's going to cost that much electricity to send one Bitcoin transaction. Obviously, this is because of the network that consumes so much electricity, and because it's older, right? This network was created 10 plus years ago. So it's something that works, but could be improved. Now, you can see down here the characteristics of one Bitcoin transaction versus 100,000 Visa transactions. So you could make theoretically 1 million Visa transactions, and it will consume less energy than one single Bitcoin transaction. Now, I'm not here to complain about the energy that Bitcoin uses, because I believe that it is necessary, right? Obviously, the technology needs that energy consumption in order to validate all of the blocks and all of the data in the blockchain. However, now 10 plus years later, we're living in a world where it looks like we're on the brink of a new type of pandemic. I don't know if you guys can see what's coming, but within the next few years, after all this coronavirus kind of clears up, I do believe that the next pandemic is going to be the global warming situation. The entire, how everybody needs to start turning green. So I think there's going to be a lot of pressure put on Bitcoin, put on cryptocurrencies that are using so much electricity. There's actually new laws being put in place to where if your organization, your business uses X amount of oxygen or emits X amount of carbon, you're going to be taxed on that carbon emission. So there are going to be a lot of companies that are going to look for ways to neutralize the carbon emission that their companies are producing. So on this next slide, you guys can see the DecentralChain node network. So this can be found on our blockchain explorer. Every blockchain in existence should have a blockchain explorer. A blockchain explorer is a transparent window into the blockchain where anybody in the world can connect and look at what's going on in the blockchain. It's a window through which you can see 100% transparently all of the transactions that are occurring, all of the data in the blockchain. So here we can see, if you go to decentralscan.com and you go to peers, this is where you can see all of the different nodes on the network. So we currently have 23 nodes running on the network, and we plan to have 40 plus nodes running within the next few weeks. Each and every one of these nodes is hosted on ecological servers. So to give you an idea of what a node is, a node on our blockchain is similar to a mining machine on the Bitcoin blockchain or on the Ethereum blockchain. However, instead of these bulky processors, these big mining machines, these physical mining machines that Bitcoin or Ethereum uses, we have virtual machines. These virtual machines run on servers in a virtual server. This server is basically in the cloud. It runs 24/7. It's a computer running 24/7. And this computer, this node, hosts a copy of the entire blockchain. So you can see every single one of these nodes then is going to host a copy of the blockchain. So this makes the network decentralized. To give you an idea, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 nodes in this picture. So if 5 of these nodes go offline, we still have 4 nodes running all around the world, dispersed in parts, different places all around the world, that are continually confirming transactions. And they have a copy of all of the transactions that exist on the blockchain in their server. And the 4 nodes can basically back up the entire blockchain. Meanwhile, 5 different nodes are offline. So this is how a decentralized system works. Now, our node network is different from Bitcoin, not only because it doesn't use physical nodes, but because all of the servers that host our virtual nodes are carbon neutral. So we can certify that every single one of these peers, every single one of these nodes is carbon neutral. So all of these nodes get their energy from renewable energy resources. If you go to the greenwebfoundation.org, you can type in the address, just type in 65.21.180.149, and do not type in the port and don't type in the slash. Just type in the address, the IP, and it will bring you to once you go to the Green Web Foundation and type that in, it will show you whether the server is running using green energy. So here you can verify via this third-party website every single one of these servers, every single one of the nodes, and you can verify that they are all running via sustainable energy. Why is this so important? Why is this such an incredible thing to create? Well, currently, DecentralChain, this blockchain, is the only blockchain on Earth that is 100% carbon neutral. Now, we have done this by helping to launch the nodes of the node owners via an aggregator service that connects us to servers that are carbon neutral. So we have helped all of the owners of nodes on our network connect to ecologically friendly servers. However, since this is a completely decentralized network, we cannot control who launches a node on our network or not. So obviously, we suggest to everybody that we keep the network as green as possible. And we suggest to everybody that wants to launch a node and host a node and help validate transactions on our network and get paid for that, we suggest that they host their node on ecologically friendly servers. However, we cannot force people to do this. Anybody, since this is a completely decentralized network, anybody can host a node on any server that they wish. So what we have done to neutralize the carbon emission of non-eco nodes of our blockchain is that Blockchain Costa Rica owns over 87 acres of Costa Rican rainforest. The 87 acres of Costa Rica rainforest, we tend to create eco projects to support the development of the world's first zero emission blockchain. So here we can see a 66-acre plot of virgin plot of jungle here in Costa Rica. Hasn't been touched. There are hundreds of thousands of trees. We can certify via the blockchain exactly how much carbon these trees are consuming per year, and we can certify exactly how much oxygen these trees are producing per year. So the carbon emission of non-eco nodes of our blockchain will be neutralized by the ever-expanding eco projects we develop on the properties owned by Blockchain Costa Rica. Here's another property we own. This is the Blockchain Costa Rica campus. We will also be tokenizing all of the trees and certifying how much carbon is consumed by the trees on this piece of property as well. So all of the non-eco nodes that are hosted on our blockchain, obviously we want most of them to be ecologically friendly nodes, as mentioned previously. However, like I mentioned, we cannot force people to launch ecologically friendly nodes. Since our blockchain is 100% decentralized, anybody can host a node on our network. Now, as I mentioned, like I said, in order to neutralize the non-eco nodes, we have 87 plus acres of Costa Rican rainforest. Now, to give you guys a little example of DecentralChain and the features and why it is a blockchain, you could say a blockchain of the future. DecentralChain is paving the way for real-time transactions at extremely low costs. So to give you guys an example, Bitcoin right now, the #1 cryptocurrency in the world, Bitcoin. Bitcoin transacts at a rate of 6 transactions per second. 6 transactions per second. Ethereum, the #2 cryptocurrency on Earth right now, Ethereum transacts at approximately 30 transactions per second. Now, Bitcoin is a first generation blockchain, being that it is the first ever real use case for a blockchain. It is basically a store of value. Ethereum, being a second generation blockchain, is a store of value, but it has a different quality that it can be programmable. It is programmable store of value. A programmable currency is Ethereum. Now, the third generation blockchain is our blockchain, is a blockchain that does not use the consensus method that the older generation blockchains use, which is proof of work, where you need these big mining machines and these warehouses full of mining machines. Our blockchain uses a consensus method called proof of stake. Proof of stake is where you take a stake of cryptocurrency and you place it in your node that you have launched. And this way you can, it is similar to owning a mining machine, a physical mining machine like the Bitcoin blockchain. However, this is a virtual mining machine, and you validate the transactions that occur within the network and make a profit from validating these transactions. So the transaction speed of our network is approximately 1.3 seconds. Whereas if you compare this to Bitcoin, it can take anywhere from 10, 15 to 20 minutes up to an hour, or I've even had people wait 24 hours or more for the network to confirm, the Bitcoin transaction network to confirm. Obviously, this depends a lot on how much how much traffic is occurring on the network for Bitcoin. The DecentralChain blockchain transacts not only at 1.3 seconds, but at a transaction per second of 75,000. So 75,000 transactions per second. That is over 10,000 times the transaction rate of Bitcoin. Cost per transaction is 0.001 Decentral Coin. One Decentral Coin has the price of 60 cents. So currently, right now, an entire Decentral Coin is one whole Decentral Coin, 1 unit of Decentral Coin costs 60 cents. In the launch that we're doing on the 29th of November. Another special feature of our blockchain is that DecentralChain is interoperable with any other blockchain we wish to integrate. So here we can see DecentralChain in the middle, and we have all of these different blockchains kind of going around DecentralChain. What this means, what interoperability means, is that we can integrate Bitcoin, for example, on our blockchain. And Bitcoin, when integrated on our blockchain and when used within our blockchain, will transact and will have all of the qualities that I previously mentioned here. So you will be able to transact Bitcoin at 1.3 seconds. That's the speed. You will be able to do 75,000 transactions per second of Bitcoin. And the cost of that transaction will be 0.001 Decentral Coin. You will also be able to transact, pay the transaction cost in different cryptocurrencies. So you'll be able to pay the transaction cost in Bitcoin. You'll be able to pay the transaction cost in Decentral Coin, which is the native token of our blockchain. And you'll also be able to pay the transaction cost in CR Coin. What is extremely special about integrating all of these other blockchains on our blockchain is that it means that we are bypassing the electricity use, the electricity consumption of the Bitcoin blockchain for every transaction of Bitcoin that occurs within our network. So this means any cryptocurrency that migrates to DecentralChain will run on a zero emission network. Some of the features of DecentralChain. DecentralChain is a multi-purpose blockchain platform which supports various use cases, including decentralized applications, dApps, and smart contracts. It supports DeFi, decentralized finance, the creation of tokens, smart contracts, NFTs, smart assets, asset sponsorship, and much more. So we realized that the tokenization of things in the physical world is something that anybody in the future should be able to do. However, right now, for example, on the Ethereum network, you have to know how to program. You have to be a programmer in order to create, for example, a smart contract or a token or an NFT. Now, on our blockchain, we have facilitated the creation of tokens, smart contracts, and NFTs and smart assets on our blockchain to a simple panel. This panel, you literally just place the name of the cryptocurrency, you put in the how many you want to create, you put in the description, you put in how many decimal points you want the token to be, and then you press a button and you can generate the cryptocurrency. You do not, or the token that you wish to generate. Now, you do not need to know any programming language. You don't need to know any special, you don't need to be a computer geek to know how to create a token or an NFT or a smart asset on our blockchain. This is a feature that we have facilitated to the world to be able to create tokens on our blockchain within less than 60 seconds. So as I mentioned, this blockchain, DecentralChain, is destined for the world, for the entire world. It doesn't have borders, so to say. It is created here in Costa Rica. It was developed here in Costa Rica by Blockchain Costa Rica. However, it is destined for the world, and we are focusing right now on launching here in Central America. So we have an alliance called Decentral America. You can go to DecentralAmerica.com. That is a domain name that we own. And a few countries in the alliance are Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. So these are all Central America countries that are currently using our blockchain to develop technology under our blockchain. So Honduras, for example, has a cryptocurrency for Honduras called Satorush Coin. Satorush Coin is similar to the cryptocurrency that we created here in Costa Rica called CR Coin. However, Satrush Coin is for Honduras, and it is created on our blockchain. So for anybody here that is interested in hosting an Econode, hosting an Econode is similar to having a Bitcoin mining machine. However, without all the energy consumption and without all the hassle of setting up the programming and all that. The Econode of our blockchain has an equivalent cost of $10,000. What you will receive when launching this node is that our team of programmers and cybersecurity team will install your node for you and add an extra layer of security protection to your node at no extra cost. So launching a node, since this is a decentralized network, launching a node is completely free. Anybody can launch their node. However, you have to know how to do this. If you're not a programmer, you probably will have no idea how to launch a node. I myself, I know a little bit about programming, and I know a little bit, I know more than most people know about computers. However, I don't have the sufficient knowledge myself on programming and on servers and everything to launch my own node. So that's where we come in, and for a payment of $10,000, we will launch the node for you, and our cybersecurity team will add an extra layer of security protection to your node at no extra cost. Now, the $10,000 does not go to us. It's not like you're paying $10,000 just to install the node and because you don't know how to install it. Because otherwise, you could learn to install the node. I'm sure there's tutorials on the internet somewhere on how to install a node, and you can install it for free yourself. However, what we are giving with this $10,000 is $10,000 equivalent in crypto added to your node. So to make this make sense, basically on the Bitcoin network, the person that has the biggest warehouse full of mining machines is the person that's going to generate the most income. They're going to validate the most transactions, mine the most blocks, and therefore they're going to make the most money. The person that has the biggest warehouse, right, in the Bitcoin network. Now, since our blockchain network does not have these big warehouses full of mining machines, what we have is nodes, and in order to increment or expand the amount of processing power of your node, you need to add crypto to that node. And the more crypto you have locked in that node, the more processing power of that node you will have. So the more chance of validating and generating blocks in the network. So technically, the person that has $10,000 equivalent of crypto added in their node will have more processing power than the person that has $5,000 of crypto equivalent added in their node. Does that make sense, everybody? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. So it's similar to the Bitcoin network, where you need the person that has the biggest warehouse of mining machines makes the most money. In this case, the person that invested the most in cryptocurrency and locked it in their node will generate the most fees from the transactions, will generate the most income on transactions. So this isn't any crypto. It's $10,000 equivalent in Decentral Coin. So Decentral Coin is the native coin to our blockchain. And like I mentioned, Decentral Coin currently has a cost of 60 cents per coin. All right, Decentral Coin, like I mentioned, it is the native crypto to DecentralChain, our blockchain. There exists only 100 million Decentral coins. Similar to Bitcoin, Bitcoin has only 21 million coins in existence, and there cannot be created anymore. Decentral Coin will have only 100 million coins in existence and will never be created anymore. Once again, the price is 60 cents per coin, and the official launch date is November 29th. So for anybody that thought that this presentation and that this technology was interesting, anybody here that might want to invest in the technology, for anybody here that is watching, that is part of the master's program, the market manipulation mastery program, I promised everybody $1,000 equivalent in Decentral Coin. So before the launch date, before the official launch date of the 29th of November, I will be giving everybody that stayed until the end of the course $1,000 in this cryptocurrency, Decentral Coin, and you will be able to stake that $1,000 in a node if you'd like to host your own node, or you can stake the $1,000 worth of Decentral Coin in somebody else's node. So that is another special feature of our blockchain, is that when you own a node, other people can stake their coins to your node, and you can increment the amount of processing power from your node by getting more people to invest or stake their Decentral Coin to your node. All right, so does anybody have any questions? I know I said I was going to kind of go in depth on NFTs. However, I didn't think that this presentation was going to last so long. So I think I'm going to do another presentation for you guys. The next one will be on NFTs as promised, and you know, what to look for, how they're trading, exactly what an NFT is, right? Because I don't know, some people might think it's crazy that, you know, 15-year-old kids right now, 17-year-old kids are trading JPEGs on the internet and making more money than their parents make in an entire year. Right? So obviously the world is changing, you guys. This is the future. The future is green. So if you guys see an opportunity in this technology, feel free to contact me personally. You guys can contact me on Telegram. Obviously, you guys know my Telegram. It is Dylan Forexia. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to contact me on Telegram, Dylan Forexia. If you'd like to get more information on how to host a node and start mining for our blockchain and get paid in Decentral Coin for helping verify and process the transactions on the network, feel free to contact me, and I'll send you all the requirements on how the node can be set up. If you want to purchase the node and have it installed yourself via our cybersecurity team, we can do that as well. if you are interested in Decentral Coin and obtaining Decentral Coin at the lowest possible price, which is 60 cents per coin. Like I said, this technology hasn't even launched yet, you guys. This technology does not exist anywhere else on Earth. There is no other blockchain on Earth that is 100% ecological like our blockchain. And there's no other blockchain on Earth where you can literally go to a third-party website and certify that every single one of the nodes hosting the network is green and hosted via renewable energy. So once again, anybody that wishes to participate in the world's first green chain, the world's first blockchain based off of renewable energy, feel free to contact me via Telegram, and we can work something out, whether it be Decentral Coin or whether you want to host a node on the network. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will, like I said, we will have another presentation very soon on NFTs. All right, thank you guys. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.